was 1981, and computers started to sell to the general public. But in this highly competitive market, IBM is a newbie. Even with no experience in this market, their solution changed the world as we know. For example, the shortcut PC we use today. It firstly came from IBM in 1981 with its newly launched computer called IBM PC. It may surprise you, but the company has its roots in the 80s of 19th century. They produced consumer goods like scale and meat slicer. For our purpose, let's move a little further to 1911. A businessman called Charles Ranlett Flint joined 4 companies under the name Computing, Tabulating, Recording Company. A newly established business incorporated a company by German immigrant Hermann Hollerith, who assembled machines to read data from punch cards. Charles Flint understood they could use this in business. And he was right. It was a good guess. The punch cards spread across the globe, and after years of steady growth, the company had to change its name to better correspond with newly earned customers in Asia, Europe, and Australia. The company changed its name to International Business Machines. The company flew into the 30s with a new brand and a dire outlook. The Great Depression hit the USA significantly. Many forecasted terrible years for the whole industry, but regardless of the recession, IBM expanded. Between 1934 and 1936, they even introduced employment benefits such as life insurance and paid vacation. Thanks to the recession, IBM became the world's largest computing company. Now, we moved into times of the next crisis. Europe stood on the edge of collapse, Nazis seized power in Germany, but IBM continued its business in Germany. IBM computers were used in most concentration camps for evidence. They responded that it is the responsibility of the German branch of IBM which was confiscated. The end of the Second World War marked a new beginning of the computing age. Under Thomas Watson's leadership, IBM started a new generation of its computers, punch cards began to fade, and electron tubes became a new standard. In the late 50s, IBM produced a chess program that could learn from its mistakes. Yes, the first brain of artificial intelligence. And after 40 years, the artificial intelligence from IBM beat the best chess player in the world, Garry Kasparov. But let's step back for now and stop in the 80s, on the first brink of personal computers. Success was given thanks to the idea of combining all parts of computer and making the computer more customizable. But because of this customizability, competitors easily acquired the IBM technology and started producing it. IBM rivals started to be better at producing computers. They were more easily adaptable to new changes in the market, and IBM starts to count its first losses. That was the beginning of a restructuring era for IBM, which ended in 2005. After years of continuous stagnation in selling personal computers, the company decided to sell its personal computer business to a Chinese technology company called Lenovo. Today, IBM is not selling PCs anymore, but there is no need to sentiment. IBM employs over 300,000 people worldwide, and with its $57 billion revenue, it is one of the largest companies in the world. In October 2020, IBM announced that it would divest its Managed Infrastructure Services unit into a new company called Kyndryl. Nowadays, it is one of the world's largest managed infrastructure companies. IBM is now focusing more attention on artificial intelligence, nanotechnologies, and software development. Its latest significant acquisition of Red Hat only supports its intentions to further develop software technologies. And what is the goal for the next 5 years for IBM? They presented predictions for the future, like capturing and transforming CO2 to mitigate climate change, or modeling nature to feed people while reducing carbon emissions, or rethinking batteries. And how will IBM suit those predictions? They will continue to accelerate the research in artificial intelligence, developing high-performance computers, or creating a hybrid cloud which will accelerate the discovery of materials that we haven't even imagined yet. Sounds like pretty interesting future.